It has been 6 months since my big chop, so let's talk about all the things that have changed with my hair, do a length check, and I'm introducing the 6-month hair growth challenge, so if you want to join and know all the details, then keep watching. Hey everyone, my name is Josette. I had locks for a total of 18 years. I had small locks for 14 years and then micro locks for 4. Back in December or late fall last year, I combed out all of my locks. Then I did a big chop and a tapered low haircut in December. And this is what my hair looks like now, 6 months later. I am actually a little bit late. I'm like about 2 weeks late on this update. I did already film this video, but I didn't like how it came out. In that video, I did blow dry my hair, but I didn't want to add heat onto my hair again. So this is just my hair stretched with plaits. Let's get into the length check. I will put on the screen what my hair looked like right at my big chop and also what my hair looked like 3 months later, so 3 months ago. But unfortunately for my big chop, I don't have any footage of my hair stretched, but you will see the length check. I am gonna be doing some measurements. So from the front, this is the length of my hair. It is like down to the bridge of my nose now. From the middle, when I pull it up, it goes to about here. And from the very back, it's going a little bit down my neck. Oh wow. That is the visual update. Let's measure the front. Actually, I think last time I did show you like the very, very front, because that's always going to be shorter. So now it's like, well, it kind of is catching up, but these little tiny pieces, well, that's like my baby hair, so yeah. Let's measure the front piece. Okay, that's at 5 inches here and like 1.5 at the back. So that's where my length is at. And in terms of my hair journey overall and how it's been going, I'm obsessed. That's really the only way I can explain it. Like, I'm obsessed with my hair. I think my hair is growing well. I haven't had any setbacks, any major setbacks with my hair. It feels really good and soft right now. I use the Honey Hydrate to moisturize, and then I just oiled my scalp because I think I'm gonna put in some twists, some chunky twists to do a twist out for this week. I think that's gonna be my style of choice. And for the twist out, I'm probably just gonna use one product, the Mousse Def Texture Foam. I really like this. I don't like the honey one as much. I really don't like the scent. I don't know what it is. This one, I got the full size in this because that's all they had. I don't know what it is about the scent, but it doesn't remind me of honey. The scent of this reminds me more of actual honey. Maybe it's more like artificial honey. My favorite styles are flat twists. That's mainly because that's all I know how to do. I haven't learned how to cornrow yet, and I'm not really urgently trying to get that skill because I can do a lot with flat twists in terms of styling. I love twist outs, braid outs. I like braids for stretching, but I wouldn't call this a braid out. It was just a way to stretch my hair. The reason why I like twist outs is because they're just faster to take down and you still get some definition and texture. I've noticed that out and about, I get a lot of compliments on my hair. It's not really common, I guess, to see, well, it's getting more common, but you know what I mean? Like, I've been getting a lot of compliments on my natural hair, similar to how I would get compliments on my locks. So I should do a video on the difference between locks and loose natural hair and kind of like what you don't expect when you go from locks to loose natural hair. I think I'm gonna add that to my list of videos to do. Here's a close-up of my hair. I'm loving, loving, loving how my tapered cut is growing in. It's like exactly what I pictured. Shout out to my brother for the haircut he did 6 months ago because it's growing out so perfectly. Like, this is exactly the shape I dreamt of. So I think it suits my face and I just can't wait for it to get even bigger. But do you guys see the length difference? Like, obviously it's not fully blown out. Anyway, I am gonna now get into this 6-month challenge. It is July, so from now until the end of the year will be 6 months. So let's get into the challenge and what it entails and the purpose of this growth challenge. I'm gonna tell you all the rules of the challenge, of the growth challenge, and then you can decide if you wanna commit to it, if you wanna join in, if you wanna pick things that you need to work on that you think would really change your length retention. The whole point of this is to retain length, because in the natural hair community, that seems to be the biggest issue that a lot of women struggle with, is not really growing your hair. Because if you have issues growing your hair, it's probably an internal issue. We're not tackling that. We're tackling the issue of not being able to retain length because of things you're doing in your daily, weekly, monthly, yearly routine. The 2025 6-month hair growth challenge rules. And also, I wanted to mention another YouTuber that I saw who's doing, I think, the challenge for the whole year. She has 4C hair like me, Alexandria Jade. So if you want to see someone do this challenge who has longer hair than me, then check out her page. She recently did like an update on how it's going so far, 6 months in, but I'm doing just half the year because I don't really know why I didn't start in January. I didn't really think of it then, but anyway, I'm rambling. We are doing a 6-month hair growth challenge, and then we can restart for the new year if we find that it works for us. So number 1 is only low tension protective styles. I'm looking at my phone because I have all the rules here. So that means chunky twists, flat twists, mini braids, if that's a protective style for you. For me personally, I don't think I would ever put in mini braids unless I want to lock my hair again, because it takes a long time to take them out. But you do the low tension styles that work for you. Cornrows, are they really protective? You need to comment below and let me know. Do you think cornrows are a protective style? For me personally, a high density but fine hair, fine strands, like a smaller strand, cornrows are not protective for me. They're just too much tension. And then with cornrows, if you do them loose, they look messy. And I don't really like that. You decide for yourself, knowing your hair. Maybe if you have coarser hair, meaning a thicker strand, you'll be fine. But for me, no. So low tension protective styles only. What I mean by that as well is try to not use extensions, because a lot of times when you use extensions, you think that you can just put them in and leave your hair alone. You can't just leave your hair in protective styles with extra hair added in, especially if it's not human hair, for it to be rubbing up on your strands, causing all this friction. You're not moisturizing your hair weekly with the protective styles in. So if you cannot commit to taking proper care of your hair with these extensions in, then just avoid it, please. Number 2, wash hair weekly. Yes, every single week. Wash your hair weekly. So you're gonna use a clarifying shampoo first, a moisturizing shampoo, and a conditioner. This is a non-negotiable for weekly washing. Number 3 is deep condition bi-weekly. This is something that I need to start doing because I typically deep condition monthly. So I really need to start doing it bi-weekly, which is starting now. It's July 6th now, so this is gonna be a bit delayed going out, but you guys get the idea. I did just deep condition my hair using the Amika, the Cure line. I love Amika. I'm gonna have to buy the full-size products because it just is so high quality. This is a ramble. I think that a lot of hair products targeted or marketed to our coily hair, they're not science-based. Like, they're focusing on the aesthetic, but they're not focusing on caring for the actual strands and just treating our hair like hair. Because, you know, our texture is different, but it's still hair. And I think that I'm gonna have to start spending more money. Not that I have to. I think you can kind of work with what you have, prioritize what you want to prioritize. I think something like a really high quality mask or treatments are beneficial. You don't have to get every single product. You don't have to spend a lot of money on every single product, but I do notice a big difference when I use the Amika products versus just like a regular shampoo conditioner, like a Shea Moisture or something. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I think that they're good products, high, low, mid tier in terms of cost. Try like travel size of the more expensive things and see if it's actually worth it to invest and buy them. I'm not going to be buying them anytime soon because I'm the type of person, if I have a shampoo that works, I'm going to use it to the last drop. And then I'll try something else. So I'm not trying to convince you to buy more stuff. If you have good stuff already in your shower, in your hair basket, just use it. Number 4, oil and massage weekly. This I already do, but if you don't do this, then start getting used to oiling your scalp after every wash day and getting a nice good massage in there. Oils with things like peppermint, rosemary will never do you wrong. I think that those are really, really nourishing oils to use directly on your scalp, directly on your follicles. Number 5 is to oil ends 1 to 2 times a week. This is something that I don't do. When I took out these braids just now, I did use this oil and I made sure to be intentional about putting that oil on my ends, like actually rubbing it into my ends as I took it out. So what I need to do is do things like that more intentionally. Instead of just like spraying it quickly on my fingers and taking them out, I'm actually trying to coat the ends of my hair so that they stay hydrated and, you know, my ends will be stronger, less split ends, all that stuff. Number 6 is to trim or dust your ends every 3 months and monitor monthly, even every couple of weeks, for rough feeling ends. If your ends start to feel rough, if you're having trouble detangling, you might need a trim. If you're doing everything that I just mentioned, you're not going to need to trim every 3 months. It's going to be a dusting. A dusting means you're cutting 1/4 of an inch or less. That's teeny tiny. So you don't always need to do a massive trim. If you have to do a massive trim, it means that you're not taking proper care of your hair each week, each month. Every 3 months so far, so I've done it twice so far, I do a dusting. And that's all my hair requires because I think I've been taking pretty good care of my hair. All right, 2 more. Number 7, track your length at each blow dry session. So when I trim my hair every 3 months, I blow dry it out. Actually, asterisk, I blow dry / flat iron. The reason why I flat iron is because I can actually see my ends better when they're super straight. So blow drying is not enough for me. Granted, I'm not the most skilled blow dryer. It's something that I'm striving to learn and get better at, but I found that my hair reverts so quickly after blow drying. I have to straighten my hair to really see my ends and get a beautiful, precise cut. One thing that I might have to do for my next trim in August though is chop up my ends a little bit, make them a bit more feathered, because I find that when I'm doing braids or twists, my ends are so blunt cut, it's really hard to twist the ends and fully get them tucked in. So I might look into the proper technique for that, but we will see. Track your length at each blow dry session. Use photos, videos, or write it down. What I mean by writing it down is just write down the measurements of your hair, like on a piece of paper, in your notes app, whatever, because it makes a difference. Like if I hadn't tracked, you know, with videos or pictures of what my hair looked like even 3 months ago, I would kind of be like, has my hair really grown that much? But when I look back, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is way higher than it used to be, and this is way more out than it used to be. The last one, this is the last rule, minimal heat. Only use heat for your trims, which means you're only using heat 4 times a year. Try your hardest and don't reapply heat for the week that you've used it. Just go with the flow. When I was first straightening my hair, I was going over the same area and it left temporary heat damage. I fixed it with Olaplex, but it was temporarily not curling up the same way. So just be wary of that. When you're first starting out, less heat is better because it's so much easier to heat damage your hair when you have 0 experience with heat styling. Those are all the rules. And I'm gonna also put these in the description box. It may sound like a lot, but I feel like when you work this into a routine, it's just gonna become second nature and you won't even have to think about it. But it does help to have it written down. So maybe add these into your notes app so you can remind yourself of what to do. And yeah, are you gonna join in on this challenge? I'm really excited for this because now I have a starting point for tracking, you know, my length and all of that, and some new things that I want to implement into my routine. I'm excited to do this, and I will be checking in on all of you, and you will be checking in with me at the end of the year for this challenge so we can see how far we have come. If you have a length goal, definitely add that somewhere in your notes, like I want to grow this many inches. I personally don't have a length goal with inches. I just know that doing these things, my hair is going to do well. It's going to flourish. So I am going to be tracking the length at the end, but I don't have a particular goal of how many inches I want to grow, if that makes sense. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for my next couple of videos. I think I'm going to install mini twists soon. I keep saying I'm going to install mini twists, and I just haven't done it because I miss my hair when it's in a protective style. I really miss doing cute styles with it and playing with it. I just love playing in my hair. We will see if I ever end up installing mini twists this summer. That is it for this video, and I will definitely see you in my next one. Bye!